Welcome to Loving God and Loving Life. We're going through James chapter 5, where the theme of James is misery awaits the unthoughtful wealthy. The second theme is that we should wait for the Lord's coming with patience. Even back in Jesus' time, James recognized we're going to have some patience for the second coming of Christ. And elders are to anoint and pray for the sick. Hey, we're going to read this verse, the very first verse of James chapter 5. And James, he really, probably more than any other book, just challenges the human pursuit of wealth, because it is a propensity for all of us to put our own wealth in front of God. And that was the issue. And if we're just honest with our own hearts, it's a temptation for us all. It's a trap for us all. And James really jumps on it. And Jesus himself said you can't serve God and money. So Jesus is making the point that money really is that number one idol that can get in front of God. And well, James is following his brother Jesus, and he jumps on it. He says, look here, you rich people, weep and groan with anguish because of the terrible troubles ahead of you. Your wealth is rotting away, and your fine clothes are moth-eaten rags. Your gold and silver are corroded. The very wealth that you were counting on will eat away your flesh like fire. This corroded treasure you have hoarded will testify against you on the day of judgment. My friend, we all face this temptation, and James is saying the very thing that you're seeking, if money is your number one goal, and that's what you're seeking, the very pile that you are working on is going to end up testifying against you. James is kind of jumping ahead to Judgment Day, looking back at what people praise during this life. You know, people, if you're wealthy in this life, people are going to praise you. And James said, if that was your goal, if it wasn't, now if God was your goal and you were a businessman and God was first and wealth was a part of your life, but God was first, James is talking about putting money first. And when that is the case, James is looking from the judgment. He's jumping ahead to the judgment, looking back and saying, boy, you're not going to be proud of it on that day. What this world praises, you're not going to be proud of on that day. 1 Timothy tells us this, that those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires. Just when you read that verse, those who want to get rich, who are these people? Who are these people who want to get rich? Gang, I hope that your heart is open and honest, and we can just all admit, that's me. Of course that's me. That's a temptation that we all face, to put myself first and to put that pursuit first, and not really be asking God, what do you want? What if God has called you into ministry? What if God has called you to a mission field? I promise you this, you're not going to earn a big pile of money if that's your calling, then that is your joy. That is going to be your joy in this life. Bottom line, gang, we want God's will. We want God's will above everything. Let's pray. Let's pray because we want to do God's will. And God's will is that we're a witness for Him in this world. So we're going to pray every day. God, send us one person. I hope you're praying that along with me. God, send us one person today to share your love with. My friends, never forget, loving God is the only way to end up with a life that you love.